Hello everyone, it's Silvia from Fella Tarot. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this week's energies. So if you missed last week's video, this is a sneak preview of what I'm going to offer to my members. So I'm going to be launching memberships in a few weeks from my channel, and there will be different tiers, but these readings of energies for each and every week will actually be accessible to every tier of the memberships, even the lowest one. So what I'm doing is basically I'm going to use each week a different oracle deck, and I'm going to pull a card for each and every day, and I'm going to have a feel for the message of the day, of what the energies for that specific day will be. I'll do my best to post it every Mondays. So it is Monday right now, Monday morning here in Australia. So for many of you that live in America, this will, you still have time to obviously watch this video and have a look at the energies for Monday. So let's start. This is the Soul Trees Ascension deck. It's by Alison Williams E. She's also the she's made a couple of oracle decks. This is by far my favorite one because of the artwork and definitely the colors that she uses. As always in these videos, I'll make sure, unless the deck is out of print, I'll make sure to put the link in the description box below, so that if you are interested in the deck, you can actually purchase it. And I'm asking for a bit of patience, because what I'm trying to do today in specific, I'm actually trying to do a podcast. So a podcast on YouTube is exactly the same as a video. So it's not just audio, it's a video with audio, obviously. And but it is posted as a podcast, and it is under a different tab. So this is all new to me. I've done podcasts before, but not on YouTube, because they were just introduced in August. So I went through all the rules and stuff. Let's see how it goes anyway. So I'm going to shuffle the deck. This is one of my favorite decks when it comes to one card pull or one card reading. Especially when I do it in the morning, to see, like we're going to do today, to see what the energy of the day will be. And by energy, oh, we got a jumper. So generally speaking, I don't actually read jumpers, but when it's that much of a jump, and when it's a let's say a one card pull, I actually do pay attention to that. So I'm just gonna get that this is the message from the oracle for today, and it says prosper. So let's have a look at it later, because what I generally do, I really choose the cards one by one. I'm actually interested to know, because there seems to be a little bit of discussions around about practices, how do you read, not necessarily how you read the meaning of the cards, but what do you do in order to achieve the space in which you want to be, to listen to the message coming from the cards. So do you light a candle? Do you use incense sticks, for example? I'll be interested to know, because I did a VI to Rachel from the Amethyst Ascension, and she was actually discussing whether she is a real, between brackets, tarot reader or not. And she was giving something about 13 prompts or questions to answer, and see whether, your answering yes or no would determine whether you think some practices will define you as a tarot reader, a real tarot reader or not. And to be honest, to me, it's all about what works for you. It's not about something that has to be done in a certain way. If, shuffling in a certain way works for you, if lighting a candle works for you, it's all about what puts you in a certain situation in which you're more receptive to read the cards, and you're more receptive to understand the message and what's going on, and eventually also relay the message back to the person that is listening. So, okay, so we've got one card, so I'm gonna pull 6. Okay. So as I said, let me see if I can zoom in actually. Okay. So for Monday we got Prosper. It's literally a card that jumped out of the deck to be known, to be seen. And this is not a video in which I'm going to describe what my practices are, whether I do read jumpers or not. But just, you know, the long or the short of it is, when it's that much of a jump and when it's clearly a one card pool, then in that case I do pay attention. Prosper is a beautiful word, and it reminds me of the 9 of Cups or the 9 of coins or pentacles. It's not necessarily the 10, it's not necessarily the attainment of a certain peace of mind when it comes to finances, when it comes to your own personal situation, whether it's related to your family being already established, you know, or your career being established, depending on what suit the 9 comes out of. But it is that kind of reminder that whenever we enjoy what we have, which is not necessarily a lot, it can be as little as we need, but it is enough. So it's basically a reminder today of focusing on what we have and counting our blessings, basically, and out of that just enjoy it in such a way in which you can actually prosper from it, you can actually benefit from it. It's something that asks you to look at what you've got and grow with it, whether it's something really small like a seed or whether it's something really large like a fortune. So Prosper for Monday, it's also a really good card to start the week with, because it's some kind of, you know, message to say, in this week you will be able to grow from what situation you find yourself in. So I'm just gonna put it here. I thought, yeah, well, okay. And then for Tuesday, we've got Spirit. Now, it's a beautiful card. It's just, again, when it's related to an archetype or an energy, it's related to that kind of bond that we form with our own higher selves. So this is, in many cases, it can be as something other than yourself, as in a spirit or the spirit. I see whenever it's a one card pool, obviously you can decide which way you want to interpret it. To me, even the intuition that comes out of the card, it is what in Latin is called animus, as in the soul. And I really do believe in the existence of a soul. I'm not necessarily a religious person, but I am a spiritual person. I believe that we not only can achieve a spiritual state on earth, but we actually are supposed to. So we're supposed to be in communication with our own spirit. And I like the fact that the card Spirit comes after the word prosper. It's as if it were a fine-tuning of the word prosper. So now all of a sudden prosper from the Monday takes you down a different path, or a more defined path for the Spirit of the Tuesday. Apologies about the airplanes in the background. So in this way, we understand that our growth needs to be towards something spiritual. It needs to be towards, for example, our own introspection. But let's see what we've got in store for Wednesday. We got creativity, which of course it's really even more beautiful, because I really love the way in which the cards express the meaning of the keywords as well. I mean, we've got the color red for creativity, and I could agree more, because red is fire, red is, you know, the beginning of something strong, or something very fiery as well, obviously, of nature. And it reminds us of the possibility of creating. Now, the creativity and creating come from the same word. Now, it's about that moment in which we understand that prospering on the Monday leads to an introspection and a search for the self. And perhaps what we can find when we actually do that kind of search and we growth in our spirit is to find back the creativity that may have been lost, though we may have lost it or we may have lost sight of it. And perhaps we don't know how to retrieve it, but it's something that is still there. We don't miss out, we don't lose this kind of energies that we have within ourselves. We just have to find them back. So it looks as if on a Wednesday we are reminded that we can create. And mind you, creativity is not just something that is referring to, I don't know, for example, an artistic endeavor or something. It's always related to the motion of creating and transforming. So it's very alchemical for me. It does have a very alchemical kind of meaning. But now keeping these here, let's have a look at what we've got for the messages for Thursday. So Thursday is a bit of a, okay, just take a step back or just take a moment for yourself. Ease. Ease. It's a card that comes to you when you definitely have to recharge your batteries, and it sounds like it's kind of obvious, you know, after the energies that we've seen on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, that on Thursday we perhaps need to take a rest. So I'm just going to put it here. I'm gonna see if I can zoom out a little bit just to show you all of the cards, and then for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, for Friday we're gonna come together, and then that is absolutely beautiful for a Friday. I used to love Fridays, especially Friday afternoons, because you stop working and then you know that you have your weekend ahead of you, and you know, starting from the Friday evening you have community. For me, Friday evening has always been about reconnecting to the community. So coming together of all of your friends or your relative or your family, or you know, even work colleagues at times. It's nice to have drinks together, or that's what I used to do, for example, when I was working for a corporate world. Friday night drinks, and it's something that it's it really does set the week in a good way, doesn't it? Because you start with an invitation to grow, into your spirit and find back that kind of creativity that you may have lost sight of. But then, you know, you're reminded to take a break, and after that you can actually rejoice in the community in order to enjoy being there and with others. Now for the weekend, what we got on the Saturday, there's a dramatic shift. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, okay, well, you will see, if you use this oracle deck, you will see that it's not shy. It's not a shy deck at all. So a dramatic shift when, you know, it's not a hugging deck. It needs to tell you the truth, and sometimes it actually slaps you with it. So this is a dramatic shift on Saturday. Expect something dramatic. It's not necessarily something negative. I just want to make sure that that's understood. Dramatic is not necessarily negative. It just means that it's something A, perhaps not expected, and B, big. So let's have a look at what we've got for Sunday, because after that, vibration. Now vibration is a really beautiful card, and it feels a lot like it's a sort of an echo after the card of the spirit. Vibration is your own existence in the world, basically, and the way you vibrate, the way your energy vibrates is always compared, you know, and seen as one note in a symphony. You vibrate in the music of the universe because you are unique, and that's what I'm taking as a message from the other cards as well. So you need to get back your uniqueness, your kind of wholeness and uniqueness out of this, growing into your spirit. But also after the dramatic shift, is as if this one has left us a little bit, well, probably, you know, shaken, which is understandable, because anything dramatic, it wouldn't be dramatic if it wasn't shaking. But it's also a really good card. You exist, you emit, literally emit waves, you know, of vibration. Vibration is sound. Vibration is existence. Whenever there is vibration, there is something that exists. It's a proof of life, if you want to put it this way. So it's a really beautiful card to have on a Sunday. It's a card of, on the one hand, it's a card of stillness, again, because it is a Sunday. It comes after the dramatic shift that you perhaps need to take a little bit of rest again. But it's a card of affirmation. You exist, you vibrate, you are. So this is it for this week. I would love for you to let me know whether this resonates with you or not. And as I said, I'm going to try and upload it as a podcast. It might not work. If it doesn't, apologies, but you'll still be able to see it. It's still a video with an audio on the background. So it's just a matter of seeing where I can upload it. So that's it for today. Have a great day.